I'm Catherine Forsey from the Charcot-Marie Tooth Association, which is a US-based non-profit.
Okay. I'm Paola Cadeddu from Italian Association of CMT, a member of the board. Nice to meet you.
And I'm Maike Dohrn. I'm a neurologist from Aachen, Germany, and my focus is on hereditary neuropathies and neurogenetics.
Well, thank you, Maike. So, can you tell me what first sparked your interest in CMT?
Oh yeah, I mean, that's a good question. You get inspired by people. So what I really like about this field is that it's evolving all the time. It's so complex and that's so beautiful. So when I was in med school, I wanted to do something that has like a long journey ahead, so I can learn all my life and I can develop and I can grow into it. And I got simply inspired by people who were working at my university. And when I first heard about hereditary neuropathies, I thought it's so beautiful that this topic kind of brings together a clinical focus and then also my interest in genetics. So I think that's why.
Oh, brilliant. So what area of CMT do you work in now?
I'm kind of exactly where I wanted to be. So I think at the crossroads between genetics, neurology, and also a little bit of pathology to bring everything together. So I really like the translational aspects. So I'm running a CMT research outpatient clinic in my university now. I have some students working with me. We have a few projects, and we're also in a broad network. So that's I think exactly my dream job that I'm doing now. Yeah.
Okay. What about the conference? Can you summarize in little keywords?
Yeah, the conference was amazing. So it was also inspiring. So I think what is important in this field right now is exactly what came to the stage at this conference. And this one thing is trajectories. Because, imagine CMT work as a long, long road. So we are at a point now and we can look back and we see amazing developments, huge gene discoveries, treatment ideas and concepts, but we still have a long, long way to go, I guess. So on that road, we need crossroads. We need to connect and we need to collaborate. So this conference was for scientists and clinicians and patients. And I think that's exactly what we need now to kind of use the momentum and get this kind of into speed, So I think trajectories and crossroads, that's my two keywords for this conference.
Go inside. So yesterday we saw there are mainly two therapy approaches, gene therapy and pharmaceutical therapy. Which will win, in your opinion?
In my opinion, I love that question. I think that's an interesting battle. Probably, I believe that those two need to go hand in hand. So on the one hand, we know about the complexity of this disease. So we know that there are so many different cell types involved, so many pathomechanisms involved. So one concept is to zoom out and to try to see the whole picture. So we need to look at what is shared in common in all those kinds of diseases. And there are approaches like SAM1 inhibitors that try to target axonal degeneration and muscle loss. So that makes sense to look at the whole picture. And then we have very individual mechanisms. And even within the same CMT subtypes, we have different mutations looking at loss of function, gain of function, So that can definitely be targeted by individual gene therapy. But other things might need more pharmaceutical concepts because they're broader overall concepts. So I guess on the long run, we need to do both. It's a competition, but it's kind of they're running hand in hand together and crossing the finish line together. That's what I believe.
Okay. So I am a technologist, and in these days we have to speak about technology, AI, virtual reality. Don't you think that IT companies, the big IT companies, could be involved in medical projects like partners and not like suppliers? For example, they have programs, internal programs for disability. Take them on board.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about?
Yeah, that's a good concept and a good prospect, I guess. I mean, it's all about data. It's so important to share data and to use them, exploit them, leverage them as much as you can. So I think partnership is a great concept for that. I personally believe that data belong to the patients. So we should really handle the data, for the best purpose of the patients. And if that involves partnership with all different types of companies and universities and private carers, that's exactly what we want to do. Of course, we need to keep in mind that every part of this has their own interests, and it's important to be aware of that. But in my opinion, that's a beautiful challenge that we're facing now, and I think we're ready for it. Yeah, I think we're ready for it.
Okay. I think just one last thought, if you could leave us with a couple of thoughts, thinking of CMT patients, our CMT community, if you could share something with them or tell them what the prospects look like or what might be coming down the road for them, how could they help? What can CMT patients do to help us with our efforts to get towards those treatments?
I think patients are so crucial. They are really in the center of this. And it's important to see that and to be very aware of that. Patients are not our research objects, but they are really what everything is about. So everything should be in their interest. And I sometimes feel like patients don't see it that way. They might feel that we want to kind of showcase ourselves as a researcher and kind of build our own career on top of them and kind of exploit them for that. And I understand this feeling, but I would like to encourage people to see it in a different way, that we are really working together and we have the same aims in this. So we are conducting so many studies, not just therapy studies. I mean, clinical trials are extremely important for approvals, but also the concept of trial readiness is incredibly important. So, I mean, I'm so happy with my CMT patients. I have like about 200 CMT patients coming to our clinic on a regular basis, and they are so engaged. It's amazing. It's a really, really nice community to work with, so driven. And these patients carry us through the process of getting ready for clinical trials. We need biomarkers. We need methods to measure disease progression and treatment response. And this is not possible without the patients. So I would like to share the message that we are working together, that we have the same aims, and that every single baby step is important, even though it's not therapy yet, right? Because it's moving along the road that we've talked about earlier. So yeah, it's a trajectory and we need crossroads. So there's important need that we come together, patients and physicians and scientists and everybody who's interested.
Thank you, Dr. Dohrn. It was really wonderful talking to you today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I feel honored. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much.